Hello and welcome to more War of the Spark draft. That's a swamp at the bottom. So, what do we got for this pack? Plane-wide Celebration. I glossed over this pack in a previous draft, but it's actually really good. For 7 mana, you can either make 4 2/2s, bring back 4 cards, proliferate 4 times, or gain 16 life for whatever reason. So, good card. Angrath is pretty nice. Menace is just a really good ability, and Amass 2 is really nice. I love Flux Channeler. You can do some real dirty things with this. Same with Grateful Apparition and Flux Channeler are kind of similar in that you want them to stay around and just keep proliferating over and over. Particularly good with Planeswalkers, so you can keep activating them and stuff. And basically, that's all the good cards in the pack. I mean, these are all like second picks, like some of these or whatever, but I think I'm deciding between these 4. And I think these 2 are probably a bit better than these. So I'm kind of deciding between these. I'm going to take the rare. I think this is a pretty good late game card. And again, every time, new format, blah, 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 take the rare. If you've seen it in my videos, you hear me say that a million times, so I won't repeat myself too much. But what do we got in this pack? So whoever was drafting this took the rare. They read my advice. So Angrath's Rampage, it's kind of a lot of colors. Tybalt's pretty good. This card can get huge. Just a really big menace cat. But I don't think that's what I want to do. The nice thing about this card is it's kind of splashable, and I know it's double color costed, but at 7 mana, it's pretty easy to assemble 2 of a splash color, especially with all the like multicolored fixing in this format. So we're kind of colorless. We're just going to take the most powerful card, and I feel like Aven Eternal might even be better than Tibalt. Create a 1/1 Devil. When it dies, deals 1 damage. Like, Tibalt's good, but not the best, and this card just makes flyers. I could also take Divine Arrow, but I think Eternal's better than that. I don't think I'm going to take Rampage. I think this is probably a better card than these, but multicolored is a bit hard to cast. I'm going to take the Eternal over Tibalt. Controversial opinion. Instantly regret it because of now there's Saheeli. Saheeli's pretty good with a lot of stuff, actually. Just if you have a lot of non-creature spells, which, spoilers, I like to play, she just makes a bunch of 1/1s that can chump block forever, basically. So I love Saheeli. Jaya's Greeting, I think, is one of the best red commons, the best red common. I think it might be the best red common. Lightning Bolt turns out is pretty good. And then Cruel Stinger if we want to be in green, but I think Saheeli's enough better than the Stinger that I'm not going to take that. Saheeli the Greeting. She makes a bunch of 1/1s, and that can win you the game, but if we just get enough red removal, then we can survive. I'll take Saheeli, she's uncommon. Jace's Triumph, Gateway Plaza, Divine Arrow maybe, and then some nonsense. I think I need a Gateway Plaza here. Ooh, Narset, okay. Narset's a pretty good card. Another Jaya's Greeting. Ooh, I mean, this card's less replaceable, but I would love that Jaya's Greeting. So, it's a D-Spark, exile permanent with CMC 4 or greater. That kills a lot of stuff. I think this is a pretty good card, but I can't really make that work with my mana currently. So we're going to pick up a Mana Geode for now. And then maybe in the future, when Dispark comes around at some other time, we can take it. So Bonds of Insight, return up to 2 instant and... Wait, can we get 2 instants and 2 sorceries? What? Hang on. Holy cow, I misread this card. I'm taking it. You can get back 2 of each. I think. Hang on. Let me pull up the Gatherer. Here's the Gatherer. You can return 2 instants... Oh, I misread it, and then I misread it again. Okay, you get 2 instants. Okay, you get 2 total, 1 of each. So not as good, but I kind of want to get back Plane-wide Celebration. Huh? That seems pretty sweet to me. Okay, not a whole lot for us in this pack, except for maybe a Totally Lost. Also, Dovin's Veto is kind of good. There's a lot of non-creature spells. I'll take the Veto. I'm not a big fan of the 5 mana Totally Lost. Okay, well, I will take the Flux Channeler now. And I think blue's open, guys. What do you think? Don't like any of these except for maybe a Topple the Statue. Just to loot. I mean, cards that cycle are pretty good with Flux Channeler and Saheeli. And like, I don't want to play any of the rest of this nonsense. Ooh. I like Sky Theater Strix, and I also really like Forced Landing. This is kind of hard. This is probably a better card for our deck in general, but yeah, probably this is a better card in deck for our deck. And I think you can always find a Forced Landing if you're looking for one. Now I'll take a Crush Descent. See, there we go. Okay. Pretty happy about taking the bird over Forced Landing. I think this card is pretty nice. People don't respect it enough. There's a lot of... Basically, Aven Eternal at common makes Forced Landing a viable card. Okay. The rare is Mobilized District. So this becomes a 3/3 creature with Vigilance, and it costs 1 less to activate for each legendary creature and Planeswalker. So that's pretty good. This card's an island. Mawu, if counters will be put on it, double those. I don't really think we are the blue-green proliferate deck, so I don't think I'm going to be taking that. I'm kind of looking at Callous Dismissal and Jaya's Greeting. Both really good cards. Right now we don't really have any red and don't have any reason to kind of move into red, but we could splash red pretty easy. I don't think Dispark is really on our menu right now. I'm going to take the Dismissal. I think this card's pretty nice. There's also a consideration for Teo the Shield Mage. With Flux Channeler, we can proliferate this and just poop out a bunch of walls, but I think that card frequently wheels, so... Well, the best card in the pack is Vizier of the Scorpion, I believe. Making a 1/1 Death Touch is pretty good. Well, maybe Dreadhorde Butcher, but not for our deck. This card is nice. Probably going to be Neoform. I mean, this card's pretty splashable, and making our zombies Death Touchers is pretty good too. And probably will wield the Spellkeeper Weird, so I'll take that. Ooh, Firemind Vessel? Well, that just makes our mana a whole lot easier. I really want to wield this Bulwark Giant. I think this card's super good, but I'm going to take the Firemind Vessel. Okay, Bleeding Edge. Well, we're kind of dipping into black now. I think this is one of the best black cards. It's like a mini Flametongue Kavu. You get a 2/2 creature and kill a 2/2. So that's a good card, and like, we're basically just missing out on a Spellkeeper Weird here, so not too sad. The Wanderer right on time. One of my favorite Planeswalkers in the format, but there's also an Eternal Skylord. This card is a powerhouse, and we're not really in white, and if we just stay like, we could even just be blue-black. There's also Spark Harvest, I didn't even see that. You know what, I'm gonna take the Skylord. It's better for our mana, and the cards are on similar power levels. Yeah, let's do it. Finally trying to draft a somewhat reasonable mana base here. Okay, so we got Leyline Prowler is probably the best card in the pack, and we do want to be in green, because I think I do want to play the Plane-Wide Celebration. We have some fixing to play in the late game. The real question is Leyline Prowler better than Callous Dismissal? I think the answer is just yes. This card's so good. Ooh, we could take a Jace's Triumph or a Guild's Globe. Flux Channeler proliferates off of either one. So here's the thing. Card draw is kind of like mana fixing. That's it. That's all I'm saying. Card draw fixes your mana. Ooh, another Firemind Vessel. Okay, now our splash colors is getting a lot easier. Now we can start taking like pretty expensive cards, because this, it costs 4 and it taps for 2. So now like casting 6 drops is not that hard. Wow. A lot of stuff wheeled. Probably going to take Despark here. I mean, we can basically splash it pretty easily. I think that's better than Teo the Shield Mage. Making Oathmere Defenders is fine, but we have a lot of ways to kind of generate some advantage here. And just unconditional kill any scary thing, I think is really, really important. Plus, we can get it back off Bonds of Insight. One thing we really want in this deck is at least one Spellkeeper Weird. I think that's the card. The 3-mana 1/4 that brings back spells, because with Plane-Wide Celebration, just picture this. Cast this, getting back Spellkeeper Weird. Speak of the devil. Cast this, getting back Spellkeeper Weird, gain 12 life, play Spellkeeper Weird, get back Plane-Wide Celebration. We got a Bulwark Giant. Oh man, we can go deep now. Yeah. So you see the loop I'm saying, right? You can do more than just gain life, but that gives us some ridiculous late game staying power. So now, I think the thing I'm most worried about is opposing flyers, right? We have some like good ways to make some Death Touchers and some ground blockers, but no, a 1/5 lifelink is not the worst either. But yeah, we need just like some cheap removal to kill flyers on 2 mana, but we'll prioritize that in the next pack. Sure, I'll take the Banehound. If our opponent has like a bunch of X1s, maybe I play it, who knows. You know, this card's not the worst in, like if I was playing against my same deck, I would want this card, but I'm not, so probably going to start it in the sideboard, and then we can see how the games turn out. Ooh, we got some cards. I like all of these things. Plains is the last one, so I don't think Feather's good for this deck. Elite Guard Mage would be good. Nahiri seems pretty nice. Her static ability basically does nothing, but she can kill 2 creatures probably. For 4 mana, that's not so bad. I like Jaya's Greetings, Spark Harvest. That's about it. I think I'm going to take Nahiri. This gives us, I think I was talking, it gives us a way to deal with flyers. And we're going to be on the defense almost the whole game, so their creatures are very likely to be tapped. So Nahiri has a good chance of doing some dirty stuff. Oh, wow. What do I even take here? Flux Channeler is amazing. I would play Liliana's Triumph, but I don't think it's actually super good. It is an instant, though. Law Rune Enforcer is probably the next best. So what actually do I have to proliferate with Flux Channeler? Let's look at that. So we have Saheeli, Narset, Nahiri. And then some amass tokens, but those are more incidental. It does cost 1, but it is white, so we won't be able to play this for a long time. This is hard. I guess Herald and Even Eternal are 2 considerations as well. Honestly, I don't think this card is super necessary for our deck. I think it's between these 2, and I'm just going to take the Enforcer. I think it's just a better card. Okay, there's Divine Arrow. That's kind of exactly what I was asking for, although there's also a Rescuer Sphinx. What do? Bounce a thing. So that can reset. Not that much. Probably our deck just wants 2-drops. Divine Arrow is a good 2-drop, so is Callistus. Both of these are good, actually. I gotta put these back in our curved spots. Things, so many things to consider here. And Forced Landing, I guess, is easier to cast, but given that we already have 1 Callous Dismissal, I'm going to take the Divine Arrow. And now, wow, Cruelty. Okay, that's a pretty late Ob Nixilis' Cruelty. That's a really good card. Maybe we can wheel a Globe or a Plaza, but I'm pretty happy now. Whoa. That seems good. So does this, though. Ugh. And Wanderer's Strike? What are we doing here? A creature or planeswalker then sacrifices the rest. So what do? We play single combat. It's real powerful. It's double white, but we can probably do that. The problem is it leaves them with their best creature. It does kill all their planeswalkers. We could just take another Eternal Skylord, or God, I don't know what to take in this pick. I'm gonna take the rare. Just try it out. Not the worst situation to be in. Dovin. Artifact, instant, and sorceries cost 1 more. Until end of your turn, prevent all damage that would be dealt to and dealt by target permanent and opponent controls. I kind of like that, but I also just really like Divine Arrow, so dealt to and dealt by. And it doesn't increase the creature price. Yeah, I'm just gonna take more cheap removal. Ooh, Huatli. Each creature deals combat equal to its toughness. Wait, we might be doing something here, huh? Charity Extractor. Sky Theater Strikes just gains power. Spellkeeper weird. I mean, I'm not going to be Mizium tanking. I'm not going to be playing anything else, so Huatli's kind of cool. And, wow, another Vizier. Yeah, not upset about this. I don't know if I'm playing her, but she is pretty sweet with the Charity Extractor. If I can get another one of those, then maybe I'll think about it. I mean, I will take another Spellkeeper weird. So good with Huatli, and now a Bulwark Giant again. Oh, so much life gain. We just want to stay until the... Yeah, I gotta take this. Ooh. Callous Dismissal came around. Alright, our deck is pretty good, I think. We're like 4-color Esper, which is definitely a thing. Don't worry about it. We need to make some cuts now. And this is gonna be hard. Probably... I don't even know if this card is really necessary. And our mana's not super good. So I'm gonna put that in the side for now. If we're running Huatli, then the Charity Extractor is probably good enough. I don't really like this card. Bonds of Insight can grab single combat. Unfortunately, this card is Defender, so not the best with Huatli, but it does block pretty well, I suppose. Yeah, I'm just looking through cards right now, trying to figure out what I actually want in the deck. This seems like a weird splash, but I think it's still worth it, especially with a double Firemind Vessel. Oh, okay, we're running Huatli. That's definitely happening. I think we're playing Big Booty Life Gain. That's our game plan. I think this was a mispick. It just doesn't seem that good. maybe I'm wrong and it's like the most insane card ever, but I mostly plan to be sideboarding it. Although we could play with Spellkeeper Weird. Okay, I'm sold again. Yeah. Okay, I think this is the end of the deck. I think the drafting's done, right? Where am I? Yeah, I've taken 45. So I'm going to look at the deck and hopefully come back with a finished deck you can all look at. Okay, so I decided that the Huatli sideboard package, not super relevant in general. Life gain's only good if your opponent's trying to like beat you down. So I'm going to keep that for the sideboard. Keep like a, well, I would say a well-built deck for game one, but it's a little suspect. We have 1, 2, 3, or 5 green sources to cast Plane-Wide Celebration, which I think is fine. I mean, we don't plan on casting this until like turn 9, so that's not the end of the world. And I think Leyline Prowler is good. We can cast it off a single Firemind Vessel, although it is double splash. No, we can cast off a single Firemind Vessel. We're fine. And then that helps us cast Plane-Wide. Trying out the single combat, especially if we want to kind of outlast our opponents. This card seems kind of cool. And like single combat, keeping Spellkeeper Weird. Basically, Spellkeeper Weird is like the crux of this deck because we can use it to get back this and just loop all of our spells over and over and over again. Like imagine the loop of this, getting back Spellkeeper Weird, some other permanents, gaining life, and then I guess you can't get back single combat as well. Maybe I need 2 weirds. We'll address that when we get there. I think probably the weirds come in with Huatli, and then Dovin's Veto and Forced Landing for the sideboard. So that's the deck. Let's see how it goes. I'm kind of interested. See you guys around 1. All right, here's the final configuration of the deck. I cut the Bulwark Giant. Again, I think I can just bring this in out of the sideboard because I realize basically the life gain doesn't add much in some matchups. So playing a 6-mana 3/6 doesn't help us too much. So I think Bleeding Edge is quite a bit better than that card. To make the mana work, I cut a Plains to add a Swamp. And now I feel pretty comfortable with how many swamps we have to make everything work. And we have quite a bit of card draw. Jace's Triumph plus Narset plus, Spellkeeper Weird giving back like Jace's Triumph. Bonds of Insight and Celebration can kind of mitigate the flood from all the Firemind Vessels and stuff. And then single combat, again, trying it out. We have a great sideboard with like Dovin's Veto and the Shadow Fugue for control. Sorry, I got like stuff stuck in my throat. I'm drinking tea with black pepper in it. Don't do that. Anyway, and then against aggro, we actually have a really good sideboard with Charity Extractor, Bulwark Giants, Huatli, maybe even like a Forced Landing, stuff like that. More Callous Dismissal. So yeah, against aggro, our deck completely transforms and gets a lot scarier. See you guys round 1. Alright, here for round 1. Going first, there is no London Mulligan now. They have changed it since, which makes this deck a little bit worse, but I'm still okay with it, and this hand is definitely Mulligan. I'll keep this. We want an island on top, but that's fine. They kept 7. Probably not going to be doing that for a while. We want basically lands and islands, but I imagine Law Rune Enforcer will keep us alive for a long time. And I guess I realized, or someone said that the reason they made this CMC 2 or greater is kind of twofold. First, they wanted to prevent the like tapper battles. So if you have a tapper and your opponent has a tapper, you can like tap their tapper on their turn, so then you can use yours. It's just like some weird mind games. But then, all right, we need 1 more land here. I don't want to get Divine Arrowed. I'm just gonna pass. If they have like, yeah, actually, there's quite a few things that get us here: Divine Arrows and Gideon's Sacrifice. I just don't want them to use their mana. Anyway, and then the amass tokens too. Tap you. Alright, land? That's fine. I'm just going to keep tapping their creatures. I think the late game, look at this hand. How do they beat this? So, stop you from attacking for 2, and then... Oh, no! Oh, that's so good! Goodbye, Firemind Vessel. It's okay. We have a lot of blue sources still that we can draw, and maybe they don't take it. I mean, they should. Like, that's the only card for them to take, but you never know. And as expected, it's gone. So we're gonna tap you. Dude, this pepper in the tea, man. Hang on, I'm dying here. Okay, we recovered. Note to self and those watching: pepper and tea, never a thing. It tastes good. It's just maybe not when you're like talking a lot, you know? Like it's kind of like a soup, but like a sipping soup. Is a sipping soup a thing? I feel like it should be. So I'll just take a hit for 1. I don't really mind that. Because the decision was we could keep back the Enforcer to block the zombie army, but that's fine. If they have any like amass stuff, we can deal with that. But I'm mostly saving Divine Arrow for something bigger and scarier, like that. Yeesh. Okay, that's not good. Island, perfect. I think we're just gonna play the Aven Eternal. It blocks a lot of their stuff pretty nicely, and if they go all in on the Dread Malkin, it's kind of problematic, actually. We can then Divine Arrow it, I suppose. I see this card being a problem. I'm just gonna take the 1 for now. We could double block, but then they just double activate, and then they have a big boy. I think what I want to do is double block next turn. Okay, so we're gonna do Jace's Triumph. Get some lands. Play a second blue so we can like Saheeli into blue spells, and I'm just gonna pass turn. Hoping they don't go all in on this. Because that's gonna be a bit of an issue. Okay, they did not. So now we double block. Then if they want to sacrifice, that's fine. Oh man, this is gonna be super dirty if they attack. They're smart, they won't attack, because what's gonna happen is they attack, we double block, then they have to sacrifice a creature to make it a 3/3, and then we just trade, which is fine. Or they go for even bigger. Ooh, okay. Spellkeeper weird. Let's go with Saheeli. Play a swamp, pass turn, and then we can still do the same play of Divine Arrow the Dread Malkin. If they have a removal spell here, that's a bit more of an issue. Oh, sure. I'm fine with that happening. I mean, it's good for them, right? Incidental value is good, but I'm not worried. Sure. Mana Geode, nice. We can, yeah, I'll play that. Get a Saheeli token that sets us up for Plane-wide Celebration soon. Put that on the bottom. And I don't really care about them doing Vampire Opportunist stuff. I could start attacking with the Aven Eternal, but it doesn't matter. I need them to move first, and if they're just gonna nug us for 2 every turn, that's not the end of the world. I'm drinking the tea again. We'll see if I die. We'll find the correlation factor. If I get an abrupt pause right now, then you'll know why. It's hard because it tastes so good, but it's really gets in there. Okay, opponent, what's going on here? You're gonna attack finally? No attacks. Sure. This is going just fine for us, I think. Topple this. Stop! Why is everyone toppling our stuff? Sure. Well, hitting double green is gonna be a little hard now, because I had originally planned we could have used Saheeli to turn the servo into a mana geode. I think that's how that works. Becomes a copy of an artifact or creature. Yeah, so that's totally how that works. Whoa! Guys, we can play Spellkeeper weird, and then sacrifice the servo, or make the servo a copy of Spellkeeper weird, and then sacrifice it. Think about it. An endless stream of Jace's triumphs. Okay, now I'm really excited. I did not even think of these next level plays here. Opponent plays Spark Reaper. Okay. They have a lot of sacrifice outlets here. I have no plays. I kind of actually want to draw land here. Spells are good too, though. Which spell do we want to play? Azir makes this a 2/2 Death Touch, and then our double blocks are actually really good. Or we can just play the Weird Now. I feel like just playing the Weird Now might be better. Do that. And I'm going to start attacking in the air now, just to pressure them. I don't want their life total getting like too crazy high. And we still have Divine Arrow, so that's fine. We've made it very obvious that we have a Divine Arrow, but still, how does our opponent really play around it? That's a good card, especially against us. But we can, I guess they kill the Aven. Oh, alright. Well, now we're just gonna make the servo a copy of Aven Eternal, and then just kill up Nexus. That seems fine to me. Still no plays. Draw card. This gets a little bad if they kill our Aven Eternal, but I don't want that static effect in play because it's really good against our deck. Attack up Nixilis, attack up Nixilis. Okay, wow. They're exiling the Aven Eternal. That is pretty okay with me. They should have done that in response to the copy, because now they don't get a second activation out of Ob Nixilis. And we can just go Plains. I kind of want to hold up 3, 4, 5. Play Eternal Skylord. Make a 3/3 flyer. I guess I could have just done that and killed Ob Nixilis, but there's a lot of things we could do. This is gonna become like a 4/4 flying Death Touch soon. Grateful Apparition. Yeah, that's fine. I think we're gonna get to pull off the servo game plan here. Yep, so I take 1. Okay, that's good. That gives us green mana. I could also... they have 2 cards in hand. Because that's gonna take 5 mana. We're definitely gonna play... I kind of like just making this into the zombie. It keeps creature types, right? In addition to its other types, yeah. So we can make this into a zombie, which will have flying. What does the math say? On an army you control. So we can choose any army we want. So, okay, here's what I think we're gonna do. We're gonna make this into a copy of the zombie army. Then we're gonna play Vizier of the Scorpion and put a counter onto the servo. That way they can't just trade it off with the apparition. That seems okay to me. So you are a copy of you. What just happened? Oh no. Right, because it's a 0/0. Whoops. Now I know. It's really hard figuring out how all this works though. Well, now I feel a bit silly. Silly me. So we can still attack Ob Nixilis with the zombie army, and that forces the Grateful Apparition to die. Yeah, that's upsetting. I could have done literally anything else, and that would have been better. But we're still fine. We can make a flying Death Touch blocker. Gideon's Triumph. Okay. He did. Yep. A lot of issues, but we're still not in too bad of shape. We could play Vizier. We can Divine Arrow down the Grateful Apparition. And Gateway Plaza lets us start doing plane-wide celebration soon. That's a green. So, still not the worst shape, but could be in much better shape. Oh, you have 2. Okay. That seems legit. Despark my Skylord. Well, that's just rude. Okay, so you don't have flying anymore. I have no way to get that back. But we can Divine Arrow and then get back Divine Arrow with a Spellkeeper weird. Because we cannot let this keep attacking us for sure. Otherwise, they get more Ob Nixilis stuff. Hey, opponent's making more cats. Okay. I mean, given that, I feel like I'm just gonna double block the Dread Malkin and then Divine Arrow down the Apparition. That was weird. Okay. Yeah, I kind of want Vizier, or Saheeli staying around, so we'll do this. Then they sacrifice it, probably to the cat to make it really big. Ooh, Leyline Prowler. Okay, so we take 1, that's fine. We can play the Prowler and still have a Spellkeeper weird back Divine Arrow up. So I like that. And pass turn. No good attacks. And we can start the loop. Looping it up, guys. It's a lot of mana, though. That's for sure. 2/2 Citizen. That's all colors. Turn target permanent. So I almost want Saheeli to die, but nah. Alright, opponent's moving to combat. Grateful Apparition getting in. Attacking Saheeli. The problem is if I let them do that, then they can proliferate. So I'm just going to sacrifice this and get back this Divine Arrow. Tapping these 2. Divine Arrow the Apparition. Get more servos. Okay, so they make the cat bigger, but we still have 2 Death Touchers, so I think that should be pretty easy to get through. What is this? Why is it scaled like this? I literally can't see anything. Okay, Tidebearer Giant, it's big, but again, not that scary. The card draw is a little upsetting, but it was a land. Alright, I think we can just go off now. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, cast Plane-Wide Celebration. Choose 4 modes. Okay, so I want to get back the Spellkeeper Weird. I actually don't care about any of those. I can proliferate to make these bigger. Honestly, not a whole lot of this matters. I kind of want to just make 2 2/2s, not proliferate, and get a permanent back. And gaining 4 life just stops me from dying from Ob Nixilis. Yeah, let's do that. So, get back you. Make a bunch of 2/2s. No real need to attack Ob Nixilis here, so we're just gonna pass turn. We got good stuff coming. We can play Spellkeeper Weird. I guess if they kill that, then the loop is over. So maybe I should have made Saheeli into 3. That way I could copy this, but they'd have to kill the Spellkeeper Weird, but there's much scarier things on board right now. I think that's okay. Okay, opponents moving to combat. They have 1 card in hand. They're just passing turn. Seems good. Ob Nixilis does 1 damage. I don't really care. Let's start with a Narset, making more servos. And this actually does not draw. We could just get one. Callous Dismissal and Nahiri. So we could even just dismissal the Dread Malkin, because none of their creatures are really tapped. Although First Strike Death Touch is kind of sweet. We can go 1, 2, 3, 4. First Strike Death Touch, or just bounce the Dread Malkin. I feel like this has got to be better. 1, 2, 3, 4. Play that. 4. Play Nahiri. And we attack. We could just wait a turn actually. There's no need to attack just yet. I'm gonna play the Spellkeeper Weird here though. If opponent has single combat in their deck, I guess that gets us. Yeah. Lose 2. Alright, no single combat, and we Gucci. This is 7 to activate. They're almost ready to activate it twice. Take 1. That's fine. I kind of want to downtick Narset again, see what we got going on. Divine Arrow. Target attacking or blocking creature is good. So let's move to combat. Attack Ob Nixilis with both of these. If they're smart, they would like block and then sacrifice the Dread Malkin so that it doesn't die, but they're just gonna let that happen. Sure. Get back Plane-Wide Celebration. Play land, cast Plane-Wide Celebration. Return a permanent. Kind of want to proliferate like kind of a lot now, and I'll gain life too. 6, 7. Make a servo. Get back Spellkeeper Weird. Make you bigger. Oh, right. I did proliferate twice. That's so gross. No real reason to use Saheeli or Nahiri. Go ahead. Go ahead, opponent. Yep. Oh man, now this thing is lagging because there's so much on the battlefield. Man, they are flooding out. Look, I'm just here to drive home the fact that we're gonna win this game and they are not. Aid the Fallen, getting back Ob Nixilis and back in Apparition. Sure. Or Grateful Apparition. And then Ob Nixilis comes down. I hope they try and kill their own creature to draw. That would be so sweet. Please do that. The reason I'm saying that is Narset stops them from being able to do that. So they'll just kill their own creature, lose loyalty on Ob Nixilis, and nothing else will happen. Which is a pretty good overall trade for us, I think. Okay, killing that. We draw 2. Sure. Those are 2 pretty good cards here. Move to combat. And step. Lose more life. That's also fine. So, downtick Narset. Bonds of Insight and Despark. I kind of want to just straight up Despark this Ob Nixilis. I'm not super worried about Bonds of Insight. So Ob Nixilis is dead. Let's just do that now. Kill you. Make a servo. We can Leading Edge the 2/1. 3. We can play Spellkeeper Weird. Guess like literally none of this matters. I have a 5/5 first strike. Let's attack with just that. We take 5. 3, 4, play the Vessel. Still holding up Divine Arrow, we have 100 chump blockers. Pass turn. This is gonna be a rough, okay, they finally scooped. Sometimes you just gotta kill your opponents by destroying their will to live. Opponent has a lot of good removal, so I'm bringing in Dovin's Veto. And what are we cutting? All these cards are amazing. Maybe single combat's just not that good in this matchup. They don't have like that many creatures. Yeah, let's do that. Oh, perfect hand. Let's keep. We got D-Spark, and we can Bonds of Insight back the D-Spark. Island. So start with Swamp. I don't know why. There's really no reason here, but ooh, Jace's. Okay, this deck's beautiful. Pay 1, pass turn, and if we Jace's Triumph, we actually have to discard. Spark. Okay. Oh wait, do we have to discard? 7, we'd go down to 6 up to 8. But if we play Narset, then they just kill it. I think I'm just gonna wait. This also makes them a little scared of Divine Arrow, which I don't think they. No, they definitely saw a bunch of them. Okay. You can take whatever you want. All the cards in my hand are great. I think they still probably take the Firemind Vessel. Well, they took the card I was least interested in, so I'm pretty happy with that. And attacking. Bold. Planes off the top would be sweet. Hey! This is too good not to, right? We just kill their 2/3 here. Yeah, here it goes down to 3. 3 right there. It goes down to 3, but I mean, we traded her for a thing. Plus, if she stays in play, all of our stuff just has first strike. And she's going to be taking 1 from the zombie army. Unless this has a mass 2. But then we can kill the zombie army with Nahiri, putting her down to 1. And if this anything big, we have D-Spark. So, Massacre Girl, killing your own zombie. I don't know if that's the most advised play. That card's like actively bad in this matchup because it's just going to kill all their own stuff. So I kind of want to just Callous Dismissal this Massacre Girl, and then we can play Jace's Triumph. We get a 1/1, which they get to kill, but actually I'm going to play Narset. I'll take Narset. Ooh, Dovin's Veto. That's got to be better than Divine Arrow. So if they have Ob Nixilis, they can play it and kill my zombie. Like, Ob Nixilis doesn't even do anything. Yeah. And they know we have D-Spark for that, I believe. Let's go Plains. 2, 3. Don't take Narset first. A whiff. Rough. Okay. So we're still holding up everything if we do this. I guess we can. Let's just play the Firemind Vessel. Yeah, that lets us do a bunch of stuff next turn. And we still have Veto up plus D-Spark. Probably just going to chump this with the zombie for now. Because I really want to have this counter spell up. But we'll probably hit this with D-Spark next turn or something. Oh, they're attacking me for 4? If they're attacking me, I'm just going to take it. We know they have Massacre Girl. Attacking her. Okay, now I will block. Vampire Opportunist, sure. And Light Shield. Okay. All of this is okay so far. So now I guess they can resolve their own Massacre Girl. So I think I just exile this 4/5. It's somewhat problematic. And I want to use my mana effectively. Okay, Jace's Triumph. Wow, that was a huge whiff. Okay, we're actually in a bit of trouble now. We're losing both our Planeswalkers. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, we're not losing both, just one. Probably Narset. Well, I guess they have to attack Nahiri, otherwise we just kill this. Okay, this is a little rough. Yeah, take 3 Nahiri down. Now opponent resolves a Massacre Girl? No, just holding up mana. Swamp. You know, we're flooding a little bit. By a little bit, I mean a lot. But we have some really good draws. I guess them taking Bonds of Insight was pretty clutch. Sure. So opponent probably has a bunch of removal in hand. We know one is Massacre Girl. And I guess they're trying to save that to kill our servos. But then that's just going to wipe their board, and that seems pretty bad. Leaving Narset alive. I like it. I mean, they're hitting me for 5 a turn right now. Yeah. Single combat wouldn't even be that good. Alright, spell. Nope. More lands. We have to keep playing our lands because there's a lot of things that we can draw that require a bunch of mana. But this is a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 6, 7, 8, 9. So actually, this is our last turn. Man, are they going to pull this one out? Yeah. Spell. Wow. Alright. Moving on. That was a pocket of lands if I've ever seen one. So, things that seem kind of good. What actually seems good here? Bulwark Giant survives forever, but basically we lost that game because we flooded. And we just need a little bit more card draw, but I don't think we actually have any. Yeah, we don't really have any more. I'm just gonna run it back. I think the base configuration in the deck is still really good. Yep, going first. Do I want to go first? Maybe I want to go second. Put them on the play. Yeah, I'm gonna go second. Especially with cards like Divine Arrow in your deck, going second is pretty solid. I'm gonna keep this. Go ahead. Because, yeah, we have so many cards that require us to have a critical mass of lands and spells. Okay, Island. So we could have Dovin's Veto. If they just get a card from our hand, Spark Reaper, we can kill that. Womp. Pass turn. I don't want to Jace's Triumph and discard again for the same reason. Plus, Loxodon Sergeant. Oh, that Vigilance is kind of critical. I think now I'm just going to run out this Divine Arrow. Prevent us from taking damage. We can still kill this. We cannot kill that with Nihiriada's Vigilance. Let's Triumph. Actually, if we just cast Spellkeeper, weird. That can block the Sergeant. Nah, I just want to use Jace's Triumph here. I want to make sure I have 2 spells in my graveyard to Bonds of Insight with. And next turn we can go Vizier plus Divine Arrow. Yeah. Take 4. Go Plains. 1, 2, 3 for Vizier of the Scorpion. Make a 1/1 Death Touch that blocks that super well. And then if they spend their turn killing this or the Death Touch, we can just Divine Arrow down the Sergeant. I imagine what they're going to do is, well, I don't know. Or they could just play that. Okay, I'll block. Gideon's Triumph. Sure. So the zombie army dies. I still want to kill this. Now they don't have the mana up for Dread Malkin Sacrifice, so it's just a 1/1. Ooh, I like that. Bleeding Edge. Make a Death Touch zombie. Yes, please. Play Plains. Get down Spellkeeper, weird. Still no attacks, but next turn we're going to have a 4/4 flying Death Touch. What is this? We cannot play land cards from graveyards, and it's a 2/3 flyer. Sure. Wait, what is this? Lands on the battlefield can't be the target of spells or abilities your opponents control. That's kind of niche, but I like it. 3, 4. Let's play Bonds of Insight and get back all of our good removal. Callous Dismissal. Kind of like Bleeding Edge plus Jace's Triumph, but I kind of also like Divine Arrow because that just kills the flyer. Okay, I'll take that. And hit for 2 Death Touch. Go ahead. We lost a Narset and an Even Eternal, but that's fine. Basically, I want to make sure I don't run out of cards. If they attack, I'm going to probably just take it and then Narset. Okay, sure. Land. Hit for 2 Death Touch again. Sure. That's not the worst thing that's ever happened. 5. Actually, Massacre Girl is a little bit scary right now, so I'm going to Jace's Triumph. I have to make sure I don't time out. Jace's Triumph. Go. Opponent might be trying to time me out, actually, so I want to play really quick now. Yep. Sure. Get back Jace's Triumph. Okay, that's good. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for Eternal Skylord. Pass turn. Somehow commentating made this hard. Exile that, sure. Don't mind that at all. They have no cards in hand? Okay, we can pull this one off. We gotta play fast, so sorry if I don't talk too much, but it's hard. How am I gonna win this game? I don't have any green for Plane-Wide Celebration, but that's probably my end game. Okay. Saheeli's pretty good. And I'm just gonna pass turn still. Opponent has no cards in hand. Opponent not attacking with flyers is interesting. D-Spark is good. So Jace's Triumph. Play that, play a Forest, and pass turn. Wow, I'm like barely playing faster than them. They're drawing all lands though. Okay, play a land. Pass turn. We need to hit Forest. Grateful Operation is fine. Mana Geode, that's exactly what we wanted. Mana Geode. Make a servo. Scribe 1, put that on the bottom. cast this. Return 2 permanents and make 2 things. Weird Narset. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Make a servo. Pass turn. And we're just going to get a bunch of citizens and kind of get them that way. So I can F2. If they do attack with Atomic, like they could swing with both of these and that'd be a little troublesome. But if they attack with the Dread Malkin, I'm just blocking it with the zombie. I'm planning everything now, so I don't have to worry about it too much. Sure. I don't even know what they got back. Sure. Okay. What am I doing right now? So play this. Play the Vessel. The Healy, make this a copy of this. Sacrifice this, get back this. Go. Now opponent's basically on Massacre Girl or bust. And I think I'm just going to F6 through their turn because I'm not actually going to do anything. I'm definitely winning this late game. I wouldn't have even cast that anyway, so. They can take Plain-Wide Celebration, but I can still get it back with a Spellkeeper Weird. And they took it, okay. So Sahili, you become a copy of this. Get it back. Cast it. You just want to make 4 things. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Make a servo. You still have Dovin's Veto up. Start attacking with the Death Touch Zombie. And I'm just going to F6, they're tapped out. Sure. Draw a card, lose 1. This game's really intense right now. It cleans. I think I attack all of these at them and this attack them, and I'm going to despark the Giant. This forces them to make some blocks now, which is good for us. Okay, we're going to Divine Arrow the Atomic. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so I can Spellkeeper Weird and recast Plain-Wide Celebration. Yep, make a servo. Okay, get back this. Cast it. Turn target permanent and make a bunch of those. 4, 5, 6, 7. Ugh! I should have Dovin's Veto up. So if something really sketchy happens, that's fine. But I think we're winning this game pretty handily right now. Please don't be Massacre Girl. I don't want to have to go through that. Alright, they're drawing to Massacre Girl. That's their only out. Okay, we win, I believe. Land. Attack with everything. And that's well over lethal. We won! Oh! Okay. That's a game that would have been really good in paper because you're just like, I'm going to win. But there were so many decisions that I had to make. Like, looping your opponent out with Plain-Wide Celebration is very challenging as far as like winning in a timely manner goes, especially when you're trying to commentate like every decision. I was a little bit too slow in like the early turns, I think, but I didn't think it would come down to this. Oh man, thank you guys for watching. Catch you. Oh no, that was just round 1. We got 2 more rounds. Let's go. Okay, round 2. Took a little break. That was pretty high intense. Show game log. They kept 7 and I'm on the draw. So, do we keep this hand? It's pretty bad. I'm gonna keep. If we hit any land, we can play Vizier and that should keep us alive for a little while. And there are a good amount of planes in our deck. And Sahili's kind of like a mulligan. I don't know. Maybe this should have been a mulligan. Okay. I have a few more regrets. Still, planes makes this hand like amazing. And we have, I think it's, what do we revive? 6 white sources. Uh-oh. We're just getting comboed out right now. 1, 2, and a 2, 2. Yep. Goodbye, Sahili. You did literally nothing. I still think a land puts us, oh. What on earth is this start? Opponent's deck is insane. We're just gonna move on. I know what their deck does now. That was a bad keep. So, now that we know what their deck does, it just makes zombies and a lot of them. That's a motorcycle going by my house. I think I like Bulwark Giant. I don't know if I want 2. Their guys get Hexproof. And Despark does not hit those, but it can hit other stuff. Single combat actually seems pretty good there. And I think I need plane-wide celebration for the late game. So I think I'm just going to cut the Leyline Prowler, just because of how hard it is to cast. Going first, and a mulligan. Okay, this hand's actually pretty good. We still need lands, and Saheeli could... See, this is why the London Mulligan is so great. We could have an extra card. Whatever the top card of our deck is would be in our hand, and we would just put Saheeli on the bottom, and that would be awesome. But we're going to keep this. See, I could keep that, but now I have to bottom it, I think, because I don't have a swamp. But we have a lot of staying power here between these 6 cards or whatever. Okay, opponent's not doing anything. Yep, it's attack for 1. I mean, we're gonna have to draw a land eventually. I want people to know I didn't lose. Well, maybe the first round I lost for mana, but I'm not losing these games right now because of mana's like color screw. I'm losing because I'm just not hitting my land drops. Tyrant Scorn. Ugh. Man, they have like the nut blue black deck from what we've seen. Yep. That's a good draw. Don't even really want to kill this Shriek Diver, but I almost have to. But I'm just going to take 2 for now. We don't even have any plays next turn. Yeah. Come on! Where are the lands? This is turn 5. So with the Scry, that's kind of crazy. I think we dying. I'm going to kill the 2/1 flyer. I know the zombie army can get bigger, but the flyer is a bit harder for us to deal with. Okay, there we go. There's a land. It's a swamp, though. We could despark anything that's, like, really big. Oh, come on, deck. I believe. We're only at 15. It could be a lot worse. And then any land unlocks Bartermine Vessel, which our whole hand we can cast then. Opponent attacks for 3. It's good they don't have any amass cards. That means they probably have something big to cast. If I can despark something threatening right now, that's good for us. Yeah. Just don't have a counter spell. Kill that. And Ripple land. Come on. What did I cut for Bulwark Giant? I don't remember. I know it wasn't early interaction. Oh, I wouldn't have been able to cast it anyway. It was the Alright, if we had a land, I think we can still live. That's 4. Come on. This is so unreal. Go. Yeah, we got rid of something for this card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're falling to 2 life. So if we had hit a land, we could have played Firemind Vessel this turn, we'd be at 3. Then we played Bulwark Giant, go up to 8. And then that's like pretty easy stabilization from there. That's just rude. Alright, well, hopefully we draw more lands in round 3. See you guys there. What is going on? I just want lands in my hand. Is that too much to ask? Let's mulligan. Okay, okay. Don't jinx it. Plains, putting that on the bottom. We don't need more white. We have these 2 cards to keep us alive for a long time. And Firemind Vessel is just more mana, so one big risk with this hand is destroying all mana and nothing else. And if we hit a 4th land ever, then we can play Firemind Vessel. Okay, pretty happy with the Jace's Triumph. I'm gonna attack for 1, might as well. So this undoes the mulligan at least. Well, it's not doing anything. Okay, let's go Swamp. Hold up Cruelty just in case they have like some weird... I don't know if there are actually any creatures with flash in here, but we ain't running into them. Play Jace's Triumph. Okay, we got a land, we got a hand, we got a plan. 5/4, that's dying. We have 2 different ways to kill it. I'm gonna try Divine Arrow first, because this is more situational, and Despark can hit a lot of good stuff. This is a big boy though. Now they're like, do I even attack to play around it? Kill it. The wolf. Ooh, we're gonna get that wolf. We got double vessel. Do we just take a hit off the wolf? Or do we bleeding edge? I kinda like doing the bleeding edge play. This lets us pressure opposing planeswalkers or protect our Narset. Yeah. Or just have stuff in place our opponent just dies. We're just gonna slam a vessel here. I know I could play a Narset, but they're not in blue, so the odds of them drawing a bunch of cards is pretty low. And we would have been hit by a Shriek Diver, so happy with that exchange. Next turn we have 4, 5, 6 mana. Wait, what? It's fine with me. So we can play Aven Eternal and another Firemind Vessel. Yeah, count me in for that. If we knew our opponent had discard, I wouldn't do this play because getting Narset down is pretty good against an opponent playing discard. The 4/3, we can still kill that. So they have one card left in hand. Yeah, we're winning this one, I think. So blue, black, blue. Play Narset. Down tick. Ooh, that's a good answer. So do this. Attack for 2. And then we'll keep back Aven Eternal to block if they want to play the Shriek Diver or whatever. We do need to hit more card draw at some point, but our deck's operating on all cylinders. Shriek Diver, sure. And I'm just going to trade. I think this card is way better than killing a random 2/1. Yep. Block here. Seems good to me. Ooh, okay. -2. Here doesn't do a whole lot, but it's better than Divine Arrow, I suppose. Let's place a Healy. Put this for... doesn't really matter. Play Nahiri. We win! Okay, moving on. So, I don't really know what opponent's deck does. I'm just going to keep ours the same. Did I see a lot of Dovin's veto targets? I think I actually did. Bring in veto, cut single combat. I'm not impressed with that card so far. It's like, not that great if you're behind, and not that great if you're ahead. I'm going to keep this because one land unlocks the whole hand, plus a lot of planes. And their deck didn't seem very fast. And if you're just going to naturally draw planes, then it doesn't even matter. Your deck's just perfect. Paradise Druid. What? Well, that's not even fair. Sure. You can have Paradise Druid. Remember when I said Firemind Vessel can cast Leyline Prowler? I wasn't kidding. Well, that's a scary card. Tap you. Island. I guess get an Aven Eternal down. Pass turn. I don't mind if their plan is to attack with Leyline Prowler. We could have tapped it on their upkeep to deny them the mana, but they already have Paradise Druid, and denying your opponent mana when you also are like you're denying yourself mana too is just not really worth it. We will trade off with the Shriek Diver. I could place a Healy and then the Vessel, but that seems a little bit too greedy. So we're just gonna get the Vessel down. Hopefully we don't get it like toppled or whatever. Imagine something's getting killed. What? Okay, now we're in trouble. Just a little bit of trouble. Wait, no. We're actually fine. Opponent only has 2 cards in hand. Never mind, we're fine. We can place a Healy plus Law-Rune Enforcer to keep it alive. Yeah. I mean, it's a little bit sketchy because we're basically not going to cast these 2 cards for a very long time. But as long as this doesn't do anything too bad. See, the thing is, like, if they target me and kill this, then I get to draw 2 cards, and that's pretty good. Okay. They deny my mana and then let me draw cards. I don't get it, but I'm not going to complain about it. Not like we really drew anything good, but place a Healy. Hopefully we can Divine Arrow down that Leyline Prowler. I suppose I should have attacked... Ooh. That would have been better if I had attacked Ob Nixilis and then Divine Arrow killed it. Yep, trading their Prismite for 2 cards is good play. Okay, kill that. Nice. And now we get to kill Ob Nixilis probably? Oh, okay. Attack Ob Nixilis, attack Ob Nixilis. Okay. Not bad, not bad. And we are really hurting for that Firemind Vessel that they killed. It was still a good play, even though it seemed a little suspect. But there's our black source. Now we can go with the Vizier. I guess I kind of want to just attack. I don't know what's in opponent's hand. But let's play this. Make this a 2/2 and pass turn. The reason I attacked before amassing is I kind of figured they would trade. Pollenbright Druid, sure. None of these cards do a whole lot. Can attack Saheeli. That's actually pretty okay. We don't mind Saheeli dying, to be honest. Mana Geode, we're in business. And we can even copy the Mana Geode with the Servo. So we're going to do this. I think they're probably going to scoop in response to the Bleeding Edge. Down on the bottom. Black, that. Bleeding Edge, kill that. Make a Servo, make a 1, or make this into a 4 power. All right. Well, despite a very unfortunate round 2, I think this deck was very powerful. We should have probably mulliganed the first hand round 2, and then I mean, I don't even know if we should have mulliganed because we had the Death Touch guy and 2 lands. If we just hit a 3rd land, no. I stand by my decisions. Thank you for watching. I think 5-color nonsense is a pretty good archetype given its performance in my last like 5 drafts. So we'll see how long we can keep this up. See you guys next time.